And a welcome to you. And in the next hour, we bring you 15 goals from 3 of yesterday's games. So it's going to be goals and action all the way on the big match today. For our main match, we pick up that rousing derby game, West Ham against Chelsea.
Oh, good work by Benetti.
Goal highlights from Leeds against Everton.
To Ball, a good shot by Ball.
And Sunderland against Watford.
Almost up to it. McGibbon with a long shot.
And I can assure you that there are plenty of goal highlights in both those games today. Our studio guest today, and welcome to him, Keith Weller, Chelsea's new £100,000 man from Millwall. He'll be talking later in the programme to Jimmy Hill. Now, because we've got so many goals, so much action to show you, we're holding over a look at your letters this week. I'll make a lot of time for them next Sunday. But now let's get on with the action, first at Upton Park yesterday. West Ham against Chelsea, a derby game of high promise, and for West Ham skipper Bobby Moore, it's the end of another week with pressures bearing down on him from off the field. On the field, he's led his West Ham side superbly. This is the same West Ham side that has played in both matches so far. Chelsea have already moved very smartly into gear with 3 points out of 4, and they too feel an unchanged side. Paddy Mulligan still at number 2, keeping David Webb out of the side. Such an attractive-looking side, the more so now that it includes Keith Weller in its attack. The crowd, 39,000 strong. The referee, Ricky Nicholson from Manchester. So Chelsea in yellow shirts to kick off, defending the goal to our left. West Ham playing their third derby game in a week. A point at Tottenham last Saturday, a point at home here on Monday night against Arsenal. And here's Jimmy Greaves. That's one for Benetti. Greaves, incidentally, playing against a former club for the second successive Saturday. He played against Spurs, of course, last week. And Chelsea fans, of course, will well remember the years that he had at Stamford Bridge before that. Now it's Peter Houseman. Weller going in, trying to get in behind Stevenson. And it's Grotier, the goalkeeper for West Ham. First getting up high. Blocking. Oh, they're straight to Bobby Howe. Can he get a shot? Oh, he was blocked by Mulligan. Now Mulligan to Hutchinson. Hutchinson, such a forceful runner. Moore. And Dempsey. Peter Osgood, who was called off, of course, last Saturday, but he wasn't playing well against Derby. A little pass there to punch. Weller going past beautifully. And brilliant work there by Billy Bonds. Weller, a tremendous bit of acceleration by him. Weller again, and Mulligan going in, and Moore in close attendance, and a goal kick to West Ham. Hurst. That really was a moment of crisis for West Ham, but they've had an opening themselves with Bobby Howe. Now it's Brooking to Bennett, to Clyde Best. And now to Bonds, the saviour of West Ham a moment ago. Clyde Best, who only made his first appearance this month last year, and what progress he's made. Hurst going on this one, but Benetti for Chelsea. Hutchinson eagerly searching out the ball and finding Osgood. And now Weller. Hudson. And West Ham's throw. 5 minutes gone, and no score. Alan Hudson, who's had a troublesome injury through the summer, but now seems to be well back to his best. And it's Frank Lampard for West Ham. Well cut out by Dempsey. Mulligan. And now Weller. Hollins. Mulligan again, who's keeping David Webb out of this Chelsea side. Hudson. Osgood. Sweeping it nicely there for Ronnie Harris, the Chelsea skipper. Houseman
with Hutchinson in the middle and Osgood in the middle as well. This is going to Osgood with a header, just past. Osgood, who was Chelsea's top scorer last season, very nearly got them off the mark this afternoon. Mulligan to Osgood, but he couldn't control it, and Frank Lampard can. Bobby Moore to Bobby Howe. Hurst coming in hard on this one, pressing it down towards Greaves, and Greaves beaten by the tackle of Hudson. Hudson, in fact, taking off a bit of shirt tugging as well, and the referee, Nicholson, quite rightly letting it go on. Referee Ricky Nicholson of Manchester. Now it's John Hollins for Chelsea. Hutchinson looking for it and getting a head to it. Beating Bobby Moore there for that header, Hutchinson. To think that he cost Chelsea something like £5,000 from Cambridge United. What a tremendous few seasons he's got ahead of him for Chelsea. Good. And Lampard prepared to let that one go into touch for the throw. Bonds. Hurst. Aimed to take it down with his body, but whether it was a bad bounce of the ball, but it hit him on the arm certainly, and this is a free kick. And Ricky Nicholson telling Jeff Hurst to stand off that ball so that Chelsea could take the free kick. Houseman after this one, but Billy Bonds should get there first, even at the expense of a corner. Crowds queuing outside this Upton Park ground some 5 or 6 hours before the start of this game. And Dempsey has gone up onto that West Ham goal line. There he is, ahead of Grotier, with Bennett, the number 4, right back as well. Here's the corner. Osgood to flick it on, and almost getting it in, Dempsey. A nice little flick on by Osgood from Weller's corner. And Dempsey, who always goes up for free kicks and for dead ball situations into a penalty area, very nearly turning it in. Moore in danger of losing control and then cheekily through Hutchinson's legs. But a throw to Chelsea. Moore. Greaves. A nice little flick on and space ahead of Brooking. Best and Hurst up with him as well. And Greaves making a good run. First time and a good one. No, it wasn't a good one. The idea was a good one to get that in quickly by Greaves, but it was straight to Mulligan. And now, with his shirt ripped, I notice, Alan Hudson. Peter Houseman. And now Osgood. There's Hudson's shirt ripped with a little tug a few minutes back with Peter Bennett, I think it was. Osgood. Hollins. Weller with a shot. And Grotier always behind it. Bobby Howe, fully qualified FA coach on this West Ham staff. Greaves trying to get in on this one, and again Dempsey stopping everything at the back at the moment for Chelsea. Well, that was Hinton. Now it's Dempsey. Hutchinson. And West Ham's throw. Alan Stevenson. Hinton ducking underneath it. And Bonetti really putting a fair bit of trouble. Greaves coming in fast on it. And Bonetti doing exactly the right thing, hacking that away. Hinton, I'm sure, not aware of how far behind him Bonetti was and how close Clyde Best was to that situation. Here's Best again. Bonds turning it in. And that should be a corner to West Ham. Billy Bonds, a good, adventurous attacking fullback. On the edge of this penalty area now, waiting for this corner from Clyde Best. Hurst looking to get under it. Bobby Howe! Oh, there! By Bobby Howe on the volley! What a goal!
Well, a really spectacular goal, a perfectly placed corner from Clyde Best, and Bobby Howe comes running onto it and hits it probably as good a volley as we should see all season. Bonetti just gets his hand to it, but who can save a shot like that?
That was unstoppable by Howe. Even a goalkeeper of Peter Bonetti's quality couldn't get near that one, taken so beautifully and so cleanly on the volley. Stevenson away. Well, Weller waiting for the ball to come off the roof of the stand. And I think it's going to be quite a wait. We're getting a new ball out, though. Well, the crowd's still buzzing about that really incredible goal by Bobby Howe, who's normally a defender. Been wearing this number 11 shirt so far this season for West Ham and showing quite a good few attacking inclinations. A long throw from Hutchinson. Bobby Moore getting under it, and the whistle gone for a nudge on Bobby Moore. But that, of course, is one of the weapons of Chelsea, those long throws by Hutchinson, and this time Bobby Moore was under it. Stevenson. And now Brooking. Bobby Moore. The sun begins to shine on this game, and it's a very, very good game so far. Greaves, some sharp tackling there in the Chelsea defence, that time by Dempsey on Jimmy Greaves. Best. Best getting past Hinton. Oh, good recovery though by Hinton. But in fact the whistle had gone for a foul on Clyde Best on the edge of that Chelsea penalty area. He had to stop Best because Best was wriggling free, Hinton. Greaves is standing off Bobby Moore. This has gone to Greaves. There's a little opening for him. A ricochet off a Chelsea defender, and that must be a corner. Number 10, Jimmy Greaves, right on that line. Plenty of Chelsea players surrounding him, though. Peter Bennett, who came up and scored, of course, an equaliser for West Ham last week. Best with the corner. Hurst trying to get underneath it. Hurst! And away for a corner. Jeff Hurst so near to scoring his first goal of the season against that Chelsea crossbar, but another corner. Best again with it. Again looking for Hurst. And Hudson turning it neatly to one side, and Dempsey flicking it on now for Osgood. Hutchinson. Hutchinson going on, and Moore timing that interception well. Feeding him again. And again. And now Stevenson. Good, cool, commanding play by Bobby Moore again. Hollins. Osgood. Beaten by Bennett, and well beaten. Greaves, the ball bouncing nicely for him. And Bobby Howe. Oh, good work by Bonetti. A really scintillating break there by West Ham, with Howe making the extra man on the outside, taking Greaves' pass to perfection, and Bonetti doing all that was asked of him. But another corner, Billy Bonds. Oh, a dummy that fooled everybody. Lampard. Chelsea under extreme pressure now as Lampard again. Bobby Howe. And Bobby Moore. Oh, and a good clearance there by Marvin Hinton. West Ham's throw. Still Howe. Bobby Moore. Low and a half wide. Oh, good work again by Bonetti. But a very shrewd cross indeed by Bobby Moore. Much harder than anyone in that Chelsea defence could have expected. Looking for Hurst. So Chelsea, who looked so bright and so busy in the opening 5 minutes, a goal down and under a fair bit of pressure as Greaves now takes it up again for West Ham. Still Greaves to Hurst. Oh, a goal! 2-0! Jeff Hurst!
Credit for making the opening here must go to Clyde Best. Look at that first-time ball, which leaves Greaves halfway through the Chelsea defence. He advances now on Ron Harris, number 3, knowing that Jeff Hurst is on his right. It's too much for Harris now to stop 2 men. A Greaves feint. Hurst is an open goal in front of him, and he puts it right into the corner. Bonetti has no chance whatsoever.
So now Chelsea in a great deal of trouble. 2 down with only 21 minutes gone. Osgood. A flick on Houseman. Oh, and down goes Grotier. What a match. Moore. What a good pass to Bobby Howe. Best in the middle. And Best going for it, and Bonetti reaching beautifully above his head. Harris to Osgood. And now Hollins with Mulligan going down his right. Osgood. Harris. Houseman. A little different over Hutchinson. Oh, and he might have had that one. He got in beautifully behind that West Ham defence, and there'll be a little inquest, I would think, in the next minute or so in that West Ham defence as to how Hutchinson was allowed to get in so far and so close. It needed just a nod. Bobby Moore. Hurst. Both Hurst and Hutchinson using their body well to take a ball down, but Hurst doesn't realise that he's got Hollins coming up so hard behind him. Greaves! To Hurst! Missed his kick, Brooking! Oh, stopped by Bonetti! What a beautiful piece of forward play again, and Bonetti taking that one well and holding it from Brooking. Osgood. And a foul there by Stevenson on Osgood. And the referee, in fact, going to have a word with Alan Stevenson. John Hollins with the free kick for Chelsea. Weller with a shot. Oh, good work there by Grotier over that far. From Weller. And so a corner then to Chelsea. Dempsey's gone up again. Bonds is sticking really close to him, but Hutchinson probably is the man to watch as much as any in that penalty area. Here's the corner from Peter Houseman. Aimed again towards Hutchinson, but it's Osgood! And that very nearly went through as Lampard got in Grotier's way. So it's Hurst. Getting himself into trouble. Osgood taking it away from Hurst. Harris! Oh, it cleared off the line by Lampard. And really that was all the fault of Jeff Hurst. Weller again getting it across, and Bobby Moore to put it behind for a corner. So much incident in this really tremendous derby game at Upton Park. Hurst, who very nearly caused the Chelsea side to get their first goal, losing possession to Osgood, and Lampard with a really fine clearance off the line, saving them. But another corner with Houseman. Looking again for Hutchinson. Osgood going in hard. Headed away by Bonds. Best to get it further away. Houseman. Oh, neatly past Clyde Best. One that looks for Osgood. Harris, who so very nearly scored. Adventurous fullbacks indeed. Under that bar, and Grotier again. Bonds. To Bobby Moore. Well, Bobby Moore doesn't often make a bad pass, and that was one that went straight to Hollins. So it's Hudson. Hollins again. Houseman. Hutchinson lurking in the middle. One of those famous little dippers towards the near post by Houseman. Here's Hutchinson. Hutchinson was meant to go in on it, but no one could possibly have got to that one. Hurst waiting for it. Dempsey, of course, close at hand. You saw him give him a look. Mulligan. And Brooking. And away goes Hurst with Dempsey close to him. That's aimed towards Brooking. Trying to pick it there towards Greaves. Osgood well up. But it's Lampard for West Ham. Bobby Howe. Weller going in hard, but Howe resisting it. Bennett to Lampard. Oh, what a nice chip there by Lampard, straight to Greaves. Hurst and Best getting under it. Here's Clyde Best with a shot. That ball goes. Beautifully taken on the turn by Best. This youngster from Bermuda. Incredible thing, he's only 19. Paddy Mulligan. Moore getting there before Osgood. Brooking to Hurst. Greaves. Aimed towards Hurst, but Mulligan was in the way. Really bright, warm sunshine now. Weller. And now Mulligan. Bennett. And Brooking. With a shot. Oh, just passed. Well, he was a striker for a long time here at West Ham, but he really has blossomed now as a man coming forward from midfield. Trevor Brooking. Hudson. Collins. And Osgood. Still Osgood. Oh, and a good work again by Crozier, getting beautifully behind this ball time and time again. And there goes the whistle for half-time. And a very, very entertaining first half it's been, and a very satisfying one indeed for West Ham. Put ahead with a brilliant goal by this number 11, Bobby Howe, after 11 minutes, with Jeff Hurst making it number 2 after 21 minutes. Still to come on the big match, highlights of Leeds against Everton and Sunderland against Watford. The half-time score at Upton Park then, West Ham 2, Chelsea 0. More soccer for you in just a couple of minutes. So West Ham then get this second half away, 2-0 up. And in fact, they beat Chelsea here 2-0 last season and got a goalless draw at Stamford Bridge when Chelsea, I must say, were hard hit by injuries. So they took 3 points out of 4 last season as Jeff Hurst practically vanishes into the crowd there. They took 3 points out of 4 from Chelsea last season. Best with the throw for West Ham. Best again. Howe looking for it, but Mulligan finding it. And it's Keith Weller. Mulligan. Osgood well up in a fair bit of space ahead of Mulligan. But there's Weller making a good spirited run as well down the right. And Bobby Moore to take it off him. Oh, but there was a foul on Weller by Lampard. And so a free kick to Chelsea. Bobby Moore organising his men, and it's Hollins to take it. And I imagine it will be Dempsey, Hutchinson and Osgood that he'll be looking for. Instead it was Weller, but Weller really wasn't alive to it, and West Ham got it away. Mulligan again, but the ball bobbled. Best. Brooking. Good play there by Brooking. He was very nearly shrugged off that ball by Hollins. Probably made him lose a little bit of control, and it's given Chelsea possession through Hudson now to Weller. A long and a deep one, and one that was too high. So a goal kick then to West Ham, with Peter Grotier, who's keeping Bobby Ferguson, the Scottish international, out of this West Ham side. And certainly Grotier has made no mistakes today. Lining up looking for this goal kick. Hurst neatly headed inside there for Greaves, and Greaves through now to Best. Oh, and Best planting it straight. Oh, but the whistle had gone. The whistle had gone for offside, to the mystification of Clyde Best. But Best was given offside. Hinton to Osgood, and now to Mulligan. Hudson looking to turn it in. In fact, he turned it in against Brookings' hands, but it was purely accidental. Lampard to Hurst. Going past Hinton beautifully with Greaves outside him. Waited nicely for Greaves, and Best is waiting in the middle. And so is Bonetti. Hollins. And Houseman recovering quicker than Billy Bonds. And a throw to West Ham. Hinton to Osgood, faced by Moore. Osgood going on, flicking it nicely there for Hutchinson. Oh, tremendous goalkeeping by Grotier from Hutchinson, and a really tremendous piece of goalkeeping by this young fellow, Peter Grotier. And Best really storming up that wing. Hurst and Greaves in the middle for him. Here's Hurst. Oh, the sort that if you catch them, they're unstoppable. But if you don't catch them properly, well, it gives the crowd a laugh at any rate. And I think we've lost another ball. It's the second ball that's gone over the stand today. There it is. High above that goal. So that's the second substitute ball we've had on. And Peter Bonetti with the goal kick for Chelsea. I'm sure he appreciated Grosier's save as well. Greaves. And Bonds. And Stevenson back to Grotier. Dempsey again getting above Clyde Best. Very hard to beat in the air, John Dempsey, at the back of the Chelsea defence. And now Osgood. And Hudson trying to shake off Bobby Moore. But now the ball with Weller. Hudson. Hutchinson and Osgood in the middle. It's Osgood going to try and get underneath this one, and does so. And it's there by Weller. By Weller. With 15 minutes of the second half gone, Keith Weller's first goal for his new club, Chelsea.
Well, in fact, it's Keith Weller who starts this move and then finishes it off. Here he is picking up the ball on the right wing, pops it out to Alan Hudson, and then goes rushing off through the middle. Howe's with him, and there's a bit of a tussle there, but just watch Peter Osgood's jump, a beautifully timed jump, cushions the ball off delicately there. Keith Weller comes flying in and gets it into the net by the end of his toenail.
Well, that was the breakthrough Chelsea wanted. And it might well put extra pressure now on West Ham, because Chelsea, even then they were 2-0 down, had an air of confidence about them and looked very good indeed, and good and sharp and busy. We could well be in for a really tremendous finish here now at Upton Park. Now Hudson for Chelsea. Hinton. To Hollins. Oh, and Osgood on his own. And really there was a little bit of slackness in the West Ham defence there to allow Osgood so much room, so close to goal. Jeff Hurst. To Howe. Greaves has gone on ahead of him and Hinton's gone with him. Greaves getting past Hinton on his right foot. Down goes Bonetti. As Greaves very nearly rammed that one home for number 3 for West Ham. Mulligan. To Hudson. Certainly Greaves has had a good lively game. He's been running well for West Ham, making himself available, but here's the trouble at the other end now as Osgood gets up well, and it's there by Weller, number 2. Keith Weller's second goal. And Chelsea's second goal. 2-2.
An almost identical goal to the last one. There's Hudson, slips the ball to Mulligan, moves across there as if to say, well, leave it to me, I know how it's done. There's the cross in the air, and watch Osgood's heading power again as he comes in here and beats Bonds this time, hangs in the air, lays off that ball, and Weller is stealing on the far post there as the ball goes through Bobby Moore's legs, and it's not too difficult a task to score from that position. And you can see how happy that makes the man, a brace of goals.
Well, a Chelsea supporter well delighted with Keith Weller, but I wouldn't have thought that the police, yes indeed, they're closing on him very quickly. I wouldn't have thought they'd have been very pleased. But a good goal by Weller, well taken when West Ham faltered in defence. And that's the result of it. You just can't go onto the field even to congratulate your favourites. And that's a lesson for all young football watchers. So Chelsea, from 2 goals down, have got back brilliantly into this game at 2-2 with a quarter of an hour to go. Well, the situation has changed radically, but their expressions never change, those managers. Houseman took that well, but he's got Bonds with him. And Bonds has given Houseman absolutely nothing this afternoon. Here's Billy Bonds again, setting up another West Ham attack. Jeff Hurst. First time in, aiming towards Clyde Best. And Bonds just over that Chelsea bar. Well, Bonetti really would have had no chance with that one. He must have been very relieved indeed to see that clear the crossbar. Proof that this game is quite easily in the hands of both these sides. Harris. Osgood, but straight to Lampard. Greaves getting there before Dempsey, beautifully controlled by Best, and Hurst was offside. Play on, says the referee. A good decision by Mr. Nicholson, keeping the game flowing. Billy Bonds. Hurst. Greaves calling for it, but Greaves at the moment well offside. And Hurst knowing that, so he gives it to Best instead. Bobby Howe trying to get underneath it. Brooking trying to get underneath it. Bonetti right out of his penalty area, finally getting it away. But it's coming back again. Brooking to Howe. And Greaves with his head. And if only he'd known that Clyde Best was behind him in a position to get above it and head it down. But he didn't. Bennett pushing Hutchinson in the back as they went for that one as we go into the last minute of this game. Plus what injury time there is. And it's going to be John Dempsey to plant another ball high into that West Ham penalty area. Dempsey a high one. Hutchinson, well offside. Now to Bobby Moore. And there goes the final whistle, and a very honourable draw indeed. A fine attacking game in this London derby match. Bobby Howe having scored that beautiful goal early on for West Ham, and Jeff Hurst having made it 2. And then we get into this second half when Keith Weller, number 7 for Chelsea, scores 2 to make it 2-2. And so the final score at Upton Park is West Ham United 2, Chelsea 2.
Well, an honourable draw indeed. And the man who made it so, Keith Weller of Chelsea. And delighted to say that Keith is our studio guest today. With him, Jimmy Hill.
2-0 down, Keith. Not a very encouraging prospect for Chelsea. Did you think you had any hope at that time?
Well, I thought we made a few chances in the first half, Jim, you know. Unfortunately, we never took them. But West Ham seemed to start a lot quicker than what we did.
Were you impressed with West Ham yesterday?
In the first half, I thought they played very well, yeah. Especially midfield, you know.
What about the Chelsea defence? I mean, West Ham were making chances pretty well all through that game, and obviously if Chelsea want to improve on last season's performance, they can't go allowing sides to make chances like that, can they?
No, not really. We'll have to tighten up, but I think that's up to Dave Sexton, you know.
Was it really an open game because it was Chelsea-West Ham? Or, I mean, I saw Fulham Orient in the week, which the League Cup match, which seemed very tight, and yet it's similar kind of tactics, yet this game seemed so open and so free.
Yes, I think it was a very good game to play. You know, it was exciting, especially in the second half. You know, when our 2 goals came, especially. And
I wonder when you were going to mention those 2 goals. Anyway, they were first-class goals, supplied for you, both of them really, by a combination of Hudson and Osgood. Do you find it you read Ozzy's mind when he's going up for these high balls?
I think that's about the first time that I've received 2 headers off of him.
Here you are now. You're actually on the ball here. On the right wing, and after this you streak off at great speed. You play it out to Alan Hudson there, go flying through, and there's a bit of nasty there, a bit of elbowing and pushing between you and Howe, who's run back. There goes Ozzy, beautiful header, hanging in the air,
yeah.
And it's this moment, you see how much Bobby Howe's lost you. By about the end of a foot there, he chased you all the way back from that first run, the first touch that you had, and it still ends in the back of the net. It shows how narrow it is between sort of defence and attack.
Yeah.
Any players that have particularly impressed you at Chelsea who you thought since you've joined them have been better players than beforehand?
Yeah, Charlie Cook and Peter Osgood.
In what way have you been impressed with Charlie Cook?
Oh, his ball control is fantastic, really, you know. He's got so much skill and close control. It's unbelievable.
Better than any player you've ever seen?
Any player I've seen personally, you know, to play with. He's definitely got more control than I've ever seen.
And he's not even in the side. That says a lot for Chelsea's strength this season.
Yeah, that's a shame. That.
What about Peter Osgood as a player to play with? Do you find his mind works quickly, or what is it about him that is a great assistance to you?
Well, you know, he's got a lot of skill, obviously, for a big fellow. He's good in the air. He's got everything, really, you know. He's always up there, he's always niggling, and he's always tackling back and biting in, and anywhere near goal. He's deadly, but he hasn't scored this season yet.
No, he hasn't scored, but of course he made the second goal for you yesterday with, again, almost an identical move, and it was a wonder, as the ball was coming over there, I said there's the same move as the first one, and that's exactly what happened. Yeah. Alan Hudson again making the cross. Here he gives the ball to Mulligan and sort of says, no, I think I'd rather cross it now because I know what to do. Then goes and picks it up again from him, and there's almost an identical cross. Osgood this time is jumpy against Bennett, wins it. And I think you just see a touch here which helps you get the goal. There it is from Ian Hutchinson, deflects that ball through Bobby Moore's legs and give you the kind of chance that everybody always wants to have. And of course you just knock that in with your left foot for a change.
Well played. Yeah, that very often use that one, Jim.
The £100,000 obviously has not worried you at all since you've been there. You've settled in very well. I mean, no real problems about it?
It worried me a little bit, you know. It was a lot of money, I thought, for a player, you know, especially myself, really. I haven't played a lot in the first division, but I needed these 2 goals, I think, to boost my confidence up a lot, and I think it's done that.
Well, it's certainly done that, and if you're going to go on playing with Osgood in that way, you know, I'm sure Chelsea are in for a season and you are too. Thank you very much indeed, Keith Weller.
Thank you, Jim.
Well, not only Keith had a splendid game yesterday, but there was a man who we mentioned last week. He's from Bermuda, he's 19, he's built like Goliath, tremendous physique, and he had another first-class game. It's Clyde Best,
a really superbly promising game, which I think is going to mean a lot of things in the future for him. Here he picks up the ball on the right. Watch the acceleration here past Ronnie Harris. Ronnie Harris is no easy defender to get by. There's all that jostling, but he's got the guts to go on and hit that kind of shot. A really tall player, and yet he's got agility. He can position himself quickly. Watch how he positions himself quickly to take that shot. And also his control when he's challenged. This is an outstanding feature. This one's given a foul, but look how he takes that ball down and turns in one movement, and a foul was given for him, so he rolls the ball off quickly. But really superb skill. And finally we see him on the right wing, Clyde Best, 19 years of age, a future West Ham star without any doubt, dribbles down and makes this chance for Howe.
I think that it was only this month last year that Clyde Best played his first game for West Ham. What a tremendous prospect. I suppose he's made more advance than any other player in the First Division over the last 12 months. Now, more action. Our second match on the programme today is from the Second Division, and it's a high-scoring game from Roker Park between Sunderland, fresh down from the First Division, against Watford. Commentator Jeff Thomas, pictures from Tyne Tees.
Very keen to take the ball away quickly when they get the opportunity. This is Scullion. Nice run by him. Sinclair. And this is Wally. Scullion. And McGivern. That one should go against Big Vic McGivern, I think. Taking the feet away from Stuart Scullion. Porterfield collecting the ball. Just a little bit of delaying tactics, understandably, there on the behalf of the Sunderland defence. And Sinclair going back into the line. There he is on the left. 3 Sunderland players. And a deflection, it's there. Wally, the man who scored it, but a deflection. What a tragedy after exactly 5 minutes for Sunderland to concede a goal as easily as that. Hughes now. Todd. Porterfield's free. This is Porterfield now with the number 10 on his back. Harvey coming up. Park trying to flip it back, but pretty aimlessly so. Now the chance for Park. He's got every chance, and he scores. Bobby Park, who sometimes lacks experience, did everything right to score the equalising goal for Sunderland.
So 1-1 as we go into the second half.
Very cool. Virtually no wind here at all at Roker Park. Pretty well ideal, although it's not the warmest of afternoons. Woods. And off Porterfield's boot. So 5 minutes gone in this in the second half, and a very tame, quiet opening to the second period so far. Hits, and that's not really first-class type of clearance. Could lead Sunderland to a difficult situation. Park, Kerr. Park must run for it. He's lacking from support. Only Baker going up. 4 or 5 Watford players in the middle. Baker there. Hughes is there. There's Baker and Hughes. And well done, Hughes. What a goal by Billy Hughes. 6 minutes gone, and Billy Hughes puts the second one in the net for Sunderland. Wigg and Garbutt. Hughes coming in. So it's Watford now who must do the chasing. Williams. Good ball there for Scullion. Wigg's waiting for it in the middle if he can get the ball up to him. There's Wigg coming in, and a great goal by Wigg. And that one was on all the way. If Scullion could get that ball back, and Jimmy Montgomery now with 2 past him in his 300th league game. And so Sunderland want the full 2 points worth. They must come back and score again. Don't forget, they started a goal down. They got back to 2-1, and that one a free kick for Park. And then, of course, they lost that goal lead with that last goal by Wigg. And have the chance perhaps to recover from this free kick. Hughes on the far side, Baker in the middle of the front of the penalty area. Kerr just going into it. Sunderland players must watch against offside. There's Hughes, and a great header from young Bobby Kerr. Hughes is down hurt, but Kerr is the man of the moment. And the Watford defence at 6s and 7s. But there's the man who made it 3-2 from that free kick. And a bit of slackness creeping into this Sunderland defence. Almost as though they feel they might have it won, and they haven't been marking as tightly as they should. Garbutt, McGivern, and a free kick for Garbutt. Obstruction by McGivern. There's McGivern. So now the pressure on the Sunderland backs. Garbutt, Scullion missed it. Wellborn now. And Garbutt again. And a great goal there by Walter Lees. Scullion doing all the work. Montgomery caught in two minds, and Lees heading into virtually an open goal. 38 minutes gone when Watford equalise.
So well done, Watford. A point well won after twice being behind. Now we come to our third match on the programme today, the outstanding match surely in the First Division yesterday, between Leeds, who've already beaten Manchester United and Spurs, against the champions Everton at Elland Road. Commentator Keith Macklin, pictures from Yorkshire Television, and Leeds in white.
Persuading Cooper to tackle and then beating him. Royal is up there, so is Husband, and Madeley's there, but it's coming out to Royal. Over the top, and that's an indirect free kick. Norman Hunter going right up on top of Royal. Mr. Finney's arm goes up. That was inside the penalty area, but it's indirect. Alan Ball. A moment of danger for the Leeds United defence. Ball and Kendall, and I think arguing with the referee as to whether that was not in fact a penalty, but it is an indirect free kick, and Ball and Kendall are both there. Husband on the goal line, Hurst and Royal waiting to pounce. A three-man wall by Leeds, and it comes back to Brown, unmarked, and Brown again. Oh, it's there, Sandy Brown has scored, and that move worked at the second attempt. The first shot was charged down, but it came out again to Sandy Brown, and that shot went in off the underside of the bar, and Everton have taken the lead after half an hour's play. Gordon West, clean catch to Alan Ball. Johnny Giles, beaten by Ball, who saw him coming. This is Morrissey. Husband's going up the middle. There's Husband. Nicely riding that tackle from Cooper. To Ball. A good shot by Ball. Straight behind it. And Everton ticking over nicely now. Playing some fine football. Paul Madeley. Johnny Giles. That's meant for Eddie Gray, but Tommy Wright gets there. Gray for Leeds. Clark. Norman Hunter. Deflection by Brian LeBone. To Keith Newton, and he's made a gift of it to Jones. And here's Giles. It's there. Giles has equalised. A mistake by Brian LeBone. And Johnny Giles making it 1-1. With 1 minute to go before half-time. Plus, of course, any time added for injuries. There haven't been many. It's a free kick to Everton. Ball. Royal and Kendall unmarked. Royal, Husband, a goal, and the Leeds defence at fault there. Kendall was unmarked, and Husband was unmarked, and he headed that in. So Everton take a 2-1 lead, a lovely goal. Royal, Bremner, meant for Lorimer, and Lorimer.
Now we go into the second half with more goals to come.
Clark is in the middle, and and John Hurst stretches out a leg and hooks it behind for a corner. John Hurst, who plays number 10, but of course is primarily a midfield man and defender, getting his leg in the way of that. Happy enough, I would think, to give away a corner because Clark and Jones were both hovering. In swinging corner, again Royal and Charlton on the line. West getting his fist to it. Mick Jones coming out to Hunter. Hunter not able to get a shot in. LeBone getting his body in the way. Terry Cooper, the Everton defence coming out. Ball. Free kick taken by Cooper. Giles. Headed out to Bremner. A beautiful goal by Bremner. What cool thinking by Bremner. He only had a split second to make up his mind, but saw the gap to the right of West. Hit that ball as it dropped, and it's 2-all. Corner to Leeds United. Madeley back to Lorimer. And Bremner. It's there! What a lovely goal by Bremner. Again, the cool head of this little man. While all around him are bodies, Bremner finds the only hole between defenders and the net and puts his shot through it. Billy Bremner, the Leeds United skipper, scores another priceless goal.
Indeed, how can you lose when you've got a Billy Bremner in your side? A warning there for West Ham, of course, who've got to go up to Ellen Road to face that powerful-looking Leeds side on Wednesday. That's all from the big match today. Hope very much that you've enjoyed it. We had a lot of action, a lot of fun, a lot of good goals as well. I hope that you'll join me again for On the Ball in World of Sport next Saturday at 5 to 1, and, of course, for the big match next Sunday. Last bit of action, I think the best goal of all the goals we've seen today, the one by Bobby Howe for West Ham against Chelsea yesterday afternoon at Upton Park. A real cracker, and here it comes again.
Looking to get under it. Bobby Howe! Oh, there!